It was an ordinary evening in July 2003 when Dr. David Kelly left his home for a walk and never returned alive. He was a renowned biological weapons expert, working on highly sensitive matters for the British government. But everything changed for him when he made a revelation about Iraq's weapons program, one that could shake the foundations of the government's claims. Dr. Kelly had spoken to a BBC journalist, revealing that Iraq did not possess weapons of mass destruction as the government had insisted. This statement was explosive and put him under intense scrutiny. As the story broke, the government faced pressure, and suddenly, Dr. Kelly found himself in the media spotlight. He was called to testify before Parliament, where he faced aggressive questioning. He appeared anxious, as if carrying a heavy burden. A few days later, on July 17, 2003, Dr. Kelly left his Oxfordshire home for a walk and never returned. The next morning, his body was discovered in a wooded area. The official report concluded that he had committed suicide by slashing his wrist and taking a lethal dose of painkillers. But several disturbing details made this story hard to believe. The first shocking fact was that the knife found near his body had no fingerprints on it. How could a man slit his own wrist without leaving fingerprints on the weapon? Furthermore, the amount of blood at the scene was far less than what would be expected from such an injury. Forensic experts suggested that if he had truly died this way, there should have been a much larger pool of blood. That wasn't all. Just days before his death, Dr. Kelly had told several people that he feared for his life. In a conversation with a journalist, he chillingly remarked, "I may not be here in a few days, then see how the story changes." Was this just a coincidence? Or did he already know that something was about to happen to him? Adding to the mystery, locals near the wooded area where his body was found reported strange activities on the night of his death. One witness claimed to have seen men dressed in black moving through the area. Another resident reported hearing whispers and unusual noises late at night, but when he looked outside, he saw nothing. Another chilling revelation was that after Dr. Kelly's death, the police conducted a thorough search of his home and seized certain documents that were never disclosed to the public. His wife also mentioned that in his final days, he seemed unusually restless and afraid of something. The government launched an official inquiry, and the conclusion was quickly reached: suicide. But for many, this explanation was far from convincing. Some believed that Dr. Kelly had been silenced, eliminated to prevent him from revealing more secrets. Even today, his death remains a mystery. Who are the people watching him? What really happened in his final moments? Did he truly take his own life, or was it a well-planned assassination? These questions remain unanswered, and perhaps they always will. But one thing is certain: Dr. Kelly's death is a chilling tale, one that feels more like a dark conspiracy than a simple tragedy.